Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for being here. I'm going to talk to you a little bit about a different side of the San Francisco Giants than you might be used to. So with that, I'll get into it. March 31st, 2011 was opening day of the Major League Baseball season between the San Francisco Giants and the Los Angeles Dodgers. And it was pretty much business as usual. Not a lot of love lost between the two teams, never has been. Although the events of that evening resulted in something else altogether. Brian Stowe, a longtime Giants fan, while leaving Dodger Stadium, was brutally beaten in the parking lot by two Dodgers fans subsequent to the 2-1 loss by the Giants. And that's according to reports from the San Francisco Examiner, Los Angeles Times, and numerous other sources. As a result of the beating, Brian Stowe sustained critical injuries. He was in a coma for months. He remained in critical condition for several more months before regaining consciousness. And based on my research of the events and response of the San Francisco Giants, I present specific efforts by individual team members as well as the organization as a whole to provide direct aid to the family of Brian Stowe as a result of this incident. The San Francisco Giants is an organization of individuals who are willing to go above and beyond to show their concern for fans and with specific needs in a specific situation, and they do that by making media appearances and doing specific things to help to alleviate the need, and they do so at personal expense. In the minutes that follow, I will give you some background on Brian Stowe and some more information about the individual efforts by San Francisco Giants as well as corporate efforts of the organization. Brian Stowe is a 42-year-old paramedic from Santa Cruz, California, with two children. He worked for AMR, American Medical Response. He's a longtime Giants fan, had driven 300 miles, more than 300 miles, with his cousin to view the opening game. And several reports from the Examiner and the Chronicle and other resources as well. I've actually written about text messages that he sent from Dodger Stadium prior to the event, expressing his fear. Injuries that resulted from the incident included medically induced coma that he was in for several months, as well as brain damage, but what may not be as widely known, as reported by Leanne Soter on July 23 broadcast of ABC News, Channel 7 in Los Angeles. The suspects, quote, cut and disabled the tongue, put out an eye, slit the nose, ear, and lip of the 42-year-old paramedic. So there's a little background on Brian Stowe and some of the injuries that he suffered. I'll move on now to the response of the San Francisco Giants, which was pretty immediate. And that response from individuals included Barry Bonds contacting the Stowe family attorney and expressing that he would see to it that both children were able to go to a college of their choice, paid for by Barry Bonds. In addition to that, Tim Lincecum, all-star pitcher for the Giants, wrote a personal check for $25,000 to the Stowe family. And Pablo Sandoval held a fundraiser in Walnut Creek. It was a music concert fundraiser with all proceeds going to the Stowe family to aid in the medical bills. And for more information on that, you can access a San Francisco Examiner article by Art Spander published May 25th. As far as the corporate response by the Giants, they dedicated the first home game of the season to Brian Stowe and also included a fundraiser which included AMR. They had over 100 paramedics at the gates taking donations from fans as they entered, with the first $10,000 donated by the Giants. In addition to that, that night they had a silent auction with all proceeds also going to the family. As you can see, the individuals that comprise the San Francisco Giants are a good-hearted, caring group of people. In the course of public appearances and attempts at providing much-needed aid in this situation, they have shown themselves to be a group who do, in fact, go above and beyond the responsibilities of your average professional baseball player. They've done that by giving practical help and significant personal expense, including their bank accounts. You know, so in closing, as you can see, the individuals that make up the team are a good-hearted group of guys, and you know, I hope this brief illustration kind of showed you a different side to a professional baseball player, other than, you know, hitting a ball, you know, hitting home runs and all that good stuff. So appreciate your guys' attention, and that's about it. Thank you.
Thank you.